mo ti elevate. Orí mi kò lè hibernate. Àwọn bá.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
Hey, and I'm second brother, everybody. And
hi, welcome back, everyone. And I'm Rika.
hey, Rika.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Another exciting episode. I think Mr. Phil wants to go there with this episode. I'm like, ooh, he wants to go there. He wants to go there. Mr. Phil, over to you.
Yes, we gotta go there, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we're gonna call this one "These Conversations Have to Be Had." These conversations, we have to have these conversations. You know, when we started this channel, it's because we had things that, we wanted to share, things we wanted to iron out, create a common language. But what we've been finding is that as we've been sharing, we've been finding that there's been a real need for people to actually not only hear what we're saying, there's been a real need for us to say what we're saying, to let the cat out of the bag. Have you ever been in a situation where you have gas in your tummy and you can't go? And that gas is now becoming a Rika is dying. And that gas is now, you can feel it traveling in your tummy and it's causing pain. That is how it is with these conversations where we're not having it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. When there's like I'm saying, big elephants in the room, we're looking at them and we're looking away. Not there. And it's there. A big elephant is leaving big puddles of shite. So, like one of our content creators says, this can be therapeutic. It is good to let the cat out of the bag. It's good to let our hair down. It is good to say our mind. Some of you, you might have certain things you want to say. Leave it in the comments. Start the conversation. We're interested in your conversations as well. The comment section is a place where people can actually, start a conversation going back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? And it can be very helpful as well. So this platform and this medium, we're not even looking to inspire other people to start their own channel as well. Start your own channel talking about these things, how it's affecting you, how it's affecting us, if we inspire you to start a channel, all well and good. Don't leave it in your tummy and it's going around like a bad gas, Mr. Clay.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to leave it in your stomach. I know we've been having people come around and say, I didn't really agree with you on that thing, and I want to talk to you about how you and you're looking at them like, okay, you know what, good, because we all have so much to bring to the table. And I'm looking forward to the response videos, people. You don't even have to struggle. Just do a response video and send it to us. We would love to watch it. We would love to watch it. We'd love to engage you. This is not, two brothers, Enrique, and nobody else can talk. Please do your response video, send it in. We might even, if it's good enough, we might even invite you onto the show.
Yeah.
Have you, Mr. P, what do you think?
See, what it does is this. You see, it gives everybody a chance to really speak their mind. Because if you're just having a conversation, you get interrupted, and because you get interrupted, like Mr. Clay has pointed out the other day, it might steer the conversation in a direction that you didn't want to go. But when you make a response video, you've got all the time in the world to make your point, make it clear, land the plane without someone saying, but. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And that is why we're very fortunate to be in this time where we've got technology to do things like this in the comfort of our own home, even using just our mobile phones, posting it into the World Wide Web that anyone anywhere can see it. What an amazing time we're in. We all effectively now have our own TV channel.
Oh yeah.
Whether we like it or know it or not. The question is, what are you going to use it for? And these technologies have just started. Honestly, these technologies have just started. Look, 2 years ago, I was telling Rike about this. 2 years ago, we were introduced to this guy called Andrew Yang, and he was campaigning to be president of the United States. He didn't come close. But the guy was talking some serious things, Andrew Yang. And one of the things he spoke about was universal income. That technology is getting to a point where it's going to displace so many jobs. Now, the problem with that is that the governments know that if they say technology is going to replace so many jobs, everybody said, no, stop the technology. Please give us our jobs. But that's not the way of the future. But what's going to happen is that there's going to come a time where in the first world and even relatively to the rest of the world, there's not going to be enough jobs for human beings to do because machines and automation is going to take over. Whether we like it or not, whether we cry, we shout, we say whatever, that's what's going to happen. Now, in that world, what they have to do, what the governments have realized is that they have to give everybody a living allowance. So think about it. In the last episode, we're talking about what is success. And we're talking about people making you want to go into this profession. We're even talking about a time when those professions will not be no longer valid. Did they put that into their calculation when they're trying to push you into this thing, push you into that thing? So what we're saying is that in the future, what will matter more is your uniqueness and what you're bringing to the table. In the future, your qualification is not what will matter. No, what will matter is your authenticity, your uniqueness is what the world will be looking for. Because in the world that is coming, which has been made clearer now by this coronavirus issue, where they're shutting down a lot of businesses. But guess what? Did you notice that as they're shutting down the small businesses, the bigger businesses are rising? The Amazons are rising. The Zooms are rising. Do you get what I'm saying? The Teslas are rising. Yeah? So as the YouTubes are rising. So it's not that business is dying. It's like they're absorbing the smaller businesses. Why? Because there's gonna come a time where they're gonna be giving people money just to live. So guess what? People will have so much free time on their hands. When people have so much free time on their hands and money, guess what they will be doing? They will be spending it on entertainment. They will be spending it on recreation. And they will be bored as well. While they're spending it on entertainment, spending it on recreation, they're bored. So what will matter more in the future is not so much what qualifications you have, it is how you now provide services for people that have money, that are bored, and they're looking to be entertained. That's what the future is going to be. So again, and we've had a taste of it with this coronavirus issue. This is the first time in my entire life I heard about furlough. So really, we've had a taste already of universal income. They might not call it universal income. They might call it something else. But what I'm trying to tell the world is that we need to have this conversation so that we're ready for the new world that is coming. The world is not going back to the way it was before this coronavirus hit. I know a lot of people are hoping and praying that it will. It's not gonna. Impossible. First and foremost, I can assure you that at the very least, before coronavirus, I can say 90% of the people were working in offices. Now, after coronavirus, it is never going to be like that. Am I wrong, Mr. Clay?
Well, it's already, it's like once your mind expands, you will never go back to what it was. Once you've seen something, you've already seen it, right? We've already proven that most people can work from home. Technology is there now. There's no reason why we should be going into the office. Saves a lot of journey time in the morning, and it also saves a lot of office spaces where people are renting spaces. There was the new thing before was having all these buildings that these companies would rent or lease, and even if they don't lease it, they will maintain it and provide security, and all that is a lot cheaper to just give people budgets to have a home office. And when you think about it, how many budgets do they need? They're not going to have a new home office every year. So you just give them the budget to buy what they need for the home office. They create the home office, and they're ready to go from one job to the other. They're ready to move into the job because they already have the office. So the world will never be the same. I'm not. I don't always think about the world just being people that are, have money, have time, are bored, and are still being entertained. No, I'm thinking about people are going to be locked up in concentration camps, and they're going to be chucking food over the fence. So I hope his boredom will be a challenge, Mr. Phil. Because the world of artificial intelligence and the AI world is scaring me. That I'm thinking human beings are gonna be like, ushered off into. We're gonna be like the new pets. So, but I'm happy that you're just thinking we're gonna be bored. So that's good. That's good. I'll take
To be honest, I think I'm hoping to have checked out of here before that happens, Mr. Clay. I'm hoping that I will have my body pass and my ticket to check out of planet Earth, because I think that is some years away. Because I think in our lifetime is going. Oh, but things happen very quickly though, so I may not be right, because what used to happen before in 50 years now happens in 2.5 years.
Yep.
So this AI thing, because I do know, I'm okay. Let me tell you what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it will happen, but I can see the logical conclusion is that AI having more capacity to process information quickly. They've actually said that they've created a supercomputer now that can break any encryption. Encryptions are password security things that it should take calculations, like billions of calculations. But apparently they've created a supercomputer that can do any encryption in less than 5 minutes. So that means that there's no password, no encryption that will not be broken right now as we speak now. They've already got that computer, And so what that means is that it is processing information at unimaginable rates. So that means that it will allow them to control the human population far easier. I'm not proud of it, but I remember a time in UK where you could drive without an insurance. You can drive for many years. You try it today. You get in your car, by the time you get to the end of your street, they've caught you. But I can remember there were years ago that guys would drive without insurance for many years. But technology, guess what? Gets quicker and quicker. So that means that there are things that you can get away with now in your privacy that once AI hits, just take it that everybody knows everything about you. If everybody doesn't know anything about you, just know that AI knows everything about you. You ain't hiding nothing. So live your life like you ain't hiding nothing. So that's what AI will bring into the fray. So our lives, ladies and gentlemen, is changed forever. And this is why this kind of conversations are important, because it will make people connections even more important. People connections, talking to each other, understanding each other, having a network becomes the most powerful and important thing in our life. Now, people will say, what is this guy talking about? Some of you may be there already. Some of you may be getting there. But you mark my words. People interaction, connecting really, not just fake friends on Facebook. No, that's not what we're talking about. No. We're talking about real life connections will become so important. Mr. Clay, you're smiling.
Yeah, I'm smiling because you brought in fake friends on Facebook. I've never had so many friends in my life. You know,
sorry. Pass it to Rika when you're done. Go on, Mr. Lay.
So it's just you know, we're living in incredible times, and like you say, you know, when you shift something, it opens up other opportunities. So it's always good to know that we as human beings, there's always going to be other opportunities. And don't be surprised if the earth is too small for all of us and some of us start living.
Yeah.
Talking about if the earth is too small for us, that was a great segue into what I was coming to say.
Please.
In one of the podcasts that I was watching, they were discussing how Jeff Bezos is apparently going into the industry of buying airspace. So you know how you have ground I think it's like ground rent when you're like a leaseholder or a ground holder or something. You know, you own the ground. But because Jeff Bezos is now going to be using drones, you now need a license, and you need to be able to actually pay for the air that you're going to be operating in. So that's something to watch out for. Wow. And then second of all, people are also buying shares for Mars. Mars. Shares on Mars. Like, number one, who is selling? Who's the person who attained Mars that is selling the shares? Please, I want to know them, because how did you obtain it? That's thievery and crookery, because this is in the universe. How can you be selling shares on another planet? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's the same principle where no one owns the earth, but everybody owns the earth and everybody's selling it. So again, same principle. That's how it starts. The bottom line is that human beings will always be human beings. What we need to learn is information, to learn from our history, to learn human interaction and human, because that remains constant. AI or no AI. Let me give you an example now. When AI hits, we're talking about slavery and thingy. I keep telling people, AI is the new slave class. But this slave class is not black anymore. It's not human beings. This slave class, your Siri, your Alexa, your what's that one? What's the one for Bing? I've got it on my mobile. You know, all those AIs, they are there as your slave right now. But a lot of people don't realize that. So what will matter most is this. What will matter is, what are you going to set as tasks for these AIs to do for you? Give one example I'm thinking about. Remember, Mr. Kaleye, in the past, let's say music now, say a producer, he can for him to do music, you will have to play the piano, play the drums, play the thing, yeah. Then it got to a point where he could play the piano, record it, play the drums, record it, play the thing, record it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Then he could now say, okay, we can now synthesize it, put vocals on it. use and basically create the music in the machine. Yeah. Now imagine now with AI, you can now say to AI, just before I wake up tomorrow, give me 500 variations of this music.
Hmm. Yep.
And while he's sleeping, AI is just producing it. So when he wakes up in the morning, he has 500 variations of the music he's created, which is something he couldn't do before.
No, before it was limited to, you have to learn the instrument, remember, before to play it. Not even just to play it. You have to learn it. Or get an orchestra, pay somebody that knows how to play it already.
And I believe they probably have actually done this. Mr. Clay, you're talking about languages. Sorry, I'm not trying to bust your bubble.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm saying, universal communicator, right?
Thank you. So that something like, I've got these headphones here, yeah. This is a Bose headphone. Beautiful headphones, by the way. Powerful headphones. Best headphones I've ever had. It is.
Well, they need to pay us for that.
For this advertisement. Anyway,
advertisement.
But I can see that first thing about these headphones is that there's no wires. Second thing is that it is touch. That means that you can control it by just touching it and thinking that. Rick is no, I'm going somewhere with Rick. Rick said that is the advertisement.
You need to be boss ASAP.
There's a point. And if they make a little shekels from this, so be it. Who cares? Anyway, but I can just imagine them getting to a point where they have a headphones that has a universal translator in it, so that you just put it to your ear, and you have like a device, maybe a little device, or not even a device. Okay, maybe a little device. Let's start with that. In your hand, that's like a speaker. So when the guy's speaking Chinese, you just press your universal translator, and you're translating Chinese to English.
Yeah.
And when you speak into this thing, and it projects Chinese back to them.
That's basically what Google Translate does, because even at work with some of the Chinese customers and clients that we have, obviously I don't speak Mandarin. I only know a couple words because I learned it in school. But Google Translate, I would say, hi, my name is this, I need you to do this for me. And then I'll give it to them. It will say what they need, what they want to hear. And then they then speak in turn, and I will hear in English. So
thank you. Now that's what but now they're gonna streamline it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be made more efficient.
And after a while, it will be something that you just put in your ear, little thing there.
Wow.
We saw, I think I was you that sent out this video on this new headset. That is,
this headset that apparently the headset sends the sound into your ear. It's not even a headset there. It's like
it's
sending the sound. It's creating a sound. So only wireless. So you don't even need headphones.
Wow.
You don't even need headphones. So you just start hearing it in your mind.
Wow.
You start hearing the music in your mind, and the person next to you cannot hear it. And you'll be hearing in your mind. So it's like you're a mad person. They've created that technology. Rick, I will send you that video that Mr. Claire sent to me.
Please, yes.
It is scary. What technology? So we're going to the world where technology is going to be streamlining these things, making them accessible. The question for you and I is not qualifications now. Is what are you going to do with this excess resources that is coming to you? Like I tell you, you need to start looking at it like you've got your own slaves now that are going to be working for you for free.
Yeah.
Slavery was not about color. I keep saying it. Slavery was about economics. Slavery was about getting free labor from people. So, and that's why they did it. That's why they could build these big cathedrals, big White House buildings, big thing. Have you noticed that after slavery, they've not really built buildings like that? Because they were building it for free. Now I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if we're smart, we will realize that these new technologies are giving each one of us now, not just rich families, each one of us manpower. Rike.
To be honest, while we're having this conversation, my mind is just going to Black Mirror, and I'm just having flashbacks of all the things that I saw and everything, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen. I need to jump on the bandwagon. It's true. We have all been provided our own, slave system. Our phones is basically our slave. We can do it, does whatever we ask of it, Then we have Alexa, we have Siri. God have mercy. What next?
Now it's going to be centralized as well.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting. Like you say, you can have your own TV channel. You can have your own, just on the comfort of your home. So this then tells, because it's always the case of, even if in your job, in your workplace, you could be doing the same task, or you can train somebody else to do it. And then once that person is doing it comfortably, you move on and learn something new.
Yeah.
So it's always about moving on and creating the next thing. So, okay, we've got this now. What can we use it for? Just like we're having this channel.
Definitely.
And things like this. And rebuilding new skills and using those technologies, not being scared of it, or not fighting it, or resisting it, or saying whoa, but embracing it. If I don't have to go on courses and I can just speak other languages, well, let's do it. Let's do it like yesterday. Let's get on it. I'm gonna start. That's why I think the technology now is, instead of just paying for learning courses, I'll be looking at technology of translating, technology. And
that is why these conversations have to be had. Because if we don't have these conversations, we'll be looking forward to live the future like we've lived the past. And the past doesn't fit anymore. There's nothing that fits from the past into the future. Not education. Education doesn't fit anymore. If you're still thinking of going to university to get a job so that you can work in it for 40 years and retire, you're completely missed road. I was saying this tentatively 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Now I'm saying it emphatically right now.
When you were saying it 30 years ago, there was 2 jobs for life around. Where is those jobs now? Jobs for life? Hello, jobs for life people. Where are you?
Where are you? But the thing is this, again, what people need to understand is that you cannot live the future with the tools of the past. You need to evolve. Okay? And that is why these conversations is important for us to have them on progressive levels, on the fact that, it's when you have things to say, don't leave it in your mind. It's best to speak it out, because that's how you fashion it into useful ways or usefulness, Rike.
Yeah, so I encourage everybody to start discussion, no matter what it is. Anything that is brewing in your mind. For me right now, it's unity. The unity of mankind, of the human race. I believe that we are lacking in it. And this whole coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, has really, really shown us that we lack unity as a people, as just biological beings, the fact that we can't all come together and, come to one agreement. But anyway, that's another conversation to be had. Like I said, we start in discussions everywhere, like my dad and Uncle have said, we all have our own individual platforms now. So use it to the best of your advantage.
Okay. Mr. Claire, let's round up. This doesn't have to be long. we've hit the most important thing, which is we've covered it. So let's round up.
Yes, so let's kick up the conversation. Let's have the conversations. Don't be shy. Speak up. Sorosuke. Speak up. Sorosuke. Speak up. Sorosuke. Okay.
Peace and love always.
Peace and love, everybody. If we inspire you to start your own channel, that is the point. Okay. Send us, like Mr. Kundaya said, send us a response video. Mr. Phil, I don't agree with you. And this is why I don't agree with you. Send the response video. Okay. And then we'll take it from there. On that note, like Mr. Kundaya said, and as Rika said, peace and love, everybody.
Bye.